Now, the next question, what type of SEO service should I use? A one-time service or a long-term ongoing service? Now, some people who may watch this or listen to this, especially if you're in the SEO world, you may listen to this and say, this is not the way to think about it. So I'm going to give you two methods. I think a lot of people would actually verify these methods, and they might just, the how-to may be a little bit different, but this is how I look at it. There's two levels of this. My biggest recommendation for SEO, two levels. The base level is if you're looking to boost SEO ranking, awesome. That's great. An ongoing service can be fabulous, but it is an investment. So it's worth considering that as you start out. An SEO service can be a great way to build your business. It's so nice to get organic leads at no cost. And as you build it, consistently get those leads. That's such a valuable tool. But at the same time, it is an investment. So an ongoing service can be an investment, and you want to find a service that is producing content for you. Just doing quote unquote SEO work on your website on the back end won't be enough. You want something that is going to produce content for you. It'd probably invest in some type of content strategy. And honestly, you might be able to get away with investing in a content strategy, not an SEO expert. What I mean is, a lot of content providers that write content for you or create content for you, they're coming from an SEO perspective, and you might get more bang for your buck having them create content for you. So on a monthly basis, if you're paying for content to be written for you, created, I would do Google searches and look for copywriters or content writers or content systems. There's a few companies out there I'm testing. None of them I feel confident to say these are the way and the truth. Like, none of them I feel are the way to go yet. I haven't had enough experience with any of them to say this is a great resource, but there are agencies out there, companies out there that will write content for you. You provide a brief, instruction, audience, direction, SEO keywords that you want to include, and that will get you off on the right foot. Now, if you're looking to boost SEO, but this is level 2. So at the base level, I think if you're looking to do SEO work, number one, just know it's an ongoing process. So even if you pay for a one-time service, it's something you're going to want to do long-term. It's not something that you do once and it just magically appears into and works out perfectly. The next thing is this. This is kind of level 2 of my thinking is if your site has less than 10,000 users a month, unique visitors to your site a month, I would invest in a one-time service. Optimally, this one-time service will get you set up properly, get you set up in the right direction, and then allow you to focus in on either creating content yourself or hiring content out. And that's a very clear method for you to begin and get started with the least amount of capital and also getting started on the right foot. It is very good to have the expert come in who can optimize, get you in the right direction for your goals, for your website, and then from there, you take the reins. So when we do an SEO project, what we do is we always start with our second and third package. We always start with keyword research. Keyword research is the big driver. We want to optimize your site around the best keywords for you. This is the way we say it, the most relevant keywords and the most search keywords. So we're trying to find that mix that if somebody searches this phrase, and it is highly likely that people are searching this phrase and they come to your website, they're going to find what they're looking for. And that is the place you want to be. You want to find those keywords and then use that to create content around. And it might not even be content. This is just a side note. It might not even be content for that user specifically, but it allows Google to know. It gives Google the idea that you are an expert in this field. And that's a really important differential. You might be creating content that is geared toward the end user, but it really is to please Google in a way and allow Google to understand what you offer, who you are, and what you can do by just putting more content-rich ideas out there. So you take this keyword and then you break it out into 50 posts, and you take another keyword and you break that out into 50 posts. And now you create the system where there's content being generated, but at the same time, you're allowing Google to know who you are. And so then your rankings go up, and then that new user who searches for something that's relevant to your business, they look for you and then they find you. Well, it's because you've established that authority in the market. So this second level of my consideration is if you have less than 10,000 unique visitors a month, I would opt in for a one-time service or a course, mainly because that is going to get you going and it's going to take time. Unless you're willing and ready to pay a few $100s or a few $1,000s a month for SEO and content and all of that, the best way to start is with a one-time service. And then you could begin creating content based on those keywords. You want to be like a target or you want to be very focused. You might have a few things you touch, but start with like the most important part of your website and focus in there on your keywords. Make sure you optimize for 1 to 3 major keywords with one idea group, so like one focus idea group. Even if you might offer different things, start there and optimize for that, and then you could build around that over time. The next thing is, if you do have 10,000 or more unique visitors a month, I would go for a monthly ongoing SEO service, primarily because that will allow you to make sure if anything breaks, if anything happens, if anything isn't working as it should, to the best of their ability, they could address it. No one controls Google. And so there are a few things that they could do to optimize or fix to the best of their ability on your search results, and making sure that as you publish new content, it's being published properly so it shows up right. I imagine that Apple and Nike spend a lot of time, money, and energy in making sure the SEO is set up properly so when they launch a new page that it goes up right. And that's such a cool process because it works. When you type in iPhone 12 or iPhone 11 or iPhone 8, it shows up with the right page. It doesn't just show up with some arbitrary page. They're very targeted and very focused on their search results. So overall, just to sum that up, if you have less than 10,000 users, 10,000 unique visitors a month, use a service, a one-time service, get going. And I would try to ensure we do this, but I would try to ensure they give you recommendations for next steps. So they set you off on the right path. I believe in empowerment so much, especially for small business owners who are trying to generate more leads, not to bore you with the details of SEO, but to give you top level advice that can help you move forward, next steps, and continue to improve your website. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And if you're looking for a specific tutorial, please check out our channel. And if you can't find it, let us know in the comments below. What do you need help with to develop your site to make it effective and better for all your users? Finally, sign up for our newsletter. Our newsletter is a great way to stay up to date with anything happening on Squarespace, new features, new tutorials that we post, new features for SEO or updates on SEO, any of that stuff that will help you be more effective. Our newsletter is a great way to stay connected with that as updates come. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.